Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am your host, Josh Davis, also known as Crash. Today is Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, and I am joined by my good buddy Doug, and we are here to talk Week 5 in the NFL. We've got a game tonight with the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams, so we're going to kick off Week 5. We got baseball playoffs going on. We got a lot going on. The weather's going to be changing soon, so how's everything going in your neck of the woods, Doug?
Really good. It's a good, profitable week for me, and a little nervous about the game tonight for my Red Sox, but that's a different story.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I will say that Connell, is it Connell or Connor? How do you say his name? Early?
Oh, Connor Early? Yeah.
Early. Yeah. He's been pitching very well, so I think that we're going to be all right. But we'll see. You never know. Game 3, everything on the line. They'll, like we've already seen today, they'll pull the starters pretty quick if things start to go awry at any point. So,
well, I think all teams are going to go with bullpens early and focusing on starting pitching with Aaron today.
For sure. Well, if you're new to the channel, first of all, thank you for joining us. If you would hit the like button and then hit subscribe after you've done those two things, if you would hit the alarm bell, that will let you know when our newest podcast has gone live. If you're new to DFS Coach Talk, we would love to have you join us. We have a very positive and encouraging Discord community that we would love to have you be a part of. If this is your first time watching our podcast, or you are not currently a member, we will be giving away a week's membership during this podcast. So if you're new here, please leave a comment or comment in the chat that you're new or you're not currently a member, and we will be sure to get you in for the next week in our Discord. So we're going to be providing lineups for, of course, NFL, but also Major League Baseball with the playoffs going on. And soon we'll be starting NBA as well. And Doug also provides PGA. So we give you a lot. Bang for your buck. The membership starts as low as $4.99 a week. So you'll definitely get your money's worth. We've been cashing just about every day lately, especially with the baseball playoffs. So we expect that to continue. And our NFL lineups have been doing well also. So we hope to see you in our Discord soon. With that being said, as I mentioned, we do have a Thursday night game. The San Francisco 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are an 8.5-point favorite at home, minus 480 on the money line with a 44 over-under. Big story here is the injuries for San Francisco. Brock Purdy, of course, George Kittle, Juwan Jennings, and Ricky Pearsall are all out. So Rams are heavily favored. Do you see this game going any other way but in the Rams' favor, Doug?
Oh, it's interdivisional.
Yeah.
I never would. When I bet on games, I bet it to be closer than what the over-unders usually are interdivisional.
Yeah. And we've got 2, 3-1 teams too, so it's not like got a 0-4 San Francisco or something like that. Like these are two good teams. So.
And McCaffrey and Burn are the only two legitimate cast catchers for San Fran tonight.
What about Tonjes? You think he's going to get some targets?
He has to.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, there's no way he won.
Yeah, but definitely Bourne and Robinson. They're going to be the value play. Sky Moore has just never really made it in the league. There's a lot of hope for him coming into the league, and when he got drafted by Kansas City, especially, everybody thought he'd be another Mahomes, go-to weapon, and it just never happened. So maybe someday he'll catch on with somebody, but so far it just hasn't happened for him. We'll get more into that with our members, of course, with our lineups and everything tonight. Yep. So we'll go ahead and move on. Bright and early Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, the Minnesota Vikings, your Minnesota Vikings, once again playing an international game, taking on the Browns. Dylan Gabriel is starting for the Browns. That's the big news there. Of course, J.J. McCarthy remains out for the Vikings. Vikings are a 3.5-point favorite, minus 200 on the money line with a low over-under of 36. Good defensive team, should be a lower scoring game. That's what they're anticipating. 59 degrees, 9 miles an hour wind blowing to the west-southwest. So as our Vikings expert, Doug, anything you want to give on this game?
Take the under.
Under 30.
Take the under.
Okay.
Under,
All right.
it's 36, right?
Yeah, 36. Yeah.
Yeah, take the under.
Yeah.
I better whoever has a better field goal kicker, I think, on Sunday.
Yeah. All right. Next game, we have the Houston Texans in Baltimore taking on Lamar Jackson. Looks like, he's probably not going to play, but now he's saying something like he might be able to play. So who knows what's going to actually happen there. But as of now, Houston is a 1.5 point favorite on the road, minus 130 on the money line with an over under of 40.5. 75 degrees, wind blowing to the southeast at 5 miles an hour. We have the Miami Dolphins in Carolina taking on the Panthers. The Dolphins are a 1 point favorite on the road, minus 115 on the money line with an over under of 44.5. 74 degrees, wind blowing to the east-northeast at 9 miles an hour. Las Vegas Raiders are in Indy taking on the Colts. The Colts are a 7 point favorite at home, minus 320 on the money line with the over under of 48. Looks like Alec Pierce is going to be back for the Colts. He did practice the other day, so he should be back in the lineup. Brock Bowers is listed as questionable, but I think he'll play for the Raiders. The New York Giants. Go ahead.
Here's real quick. I'll touch on more later. He's in a blue shirt. He hasn't fully passed all the concussion protocol yet. But he's on his way. Got one step left at some point.
Yeah, so it looks like he will play, though, correct? I mean, that's the way it's trending anyway.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope so.
Okay. The New York Giants, off their upset, I would call it an upset for sure, win over the Chargers. I did not see that coming.
No.
With Jackson Dart now as their quarterback, taking on the winless New Orleans Saints. In New Orleans. New Orleans is a 2 point favorite at home, which is a little bit surprising to me that they would be a favorite in this game. But they are minus 130 on the money line with an over under 42 indoors. So there's no weather. We have the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Jets. The Dallas Cowboys are a 2.5 point favorite on the road, minus 140 on the money line, over under a 47.5. 79 degrees with the wind blowing to the south at 5 miles an hour. We have the Denver Broncos in Philly taking on the Eagles. The Eagles are a 3.5 point favorite at home, minus 200 on the money line with an over under of 43.5. The Eagles are undefeated. I believe they are the only undefeated team, right? Is that right?
No, can't be.
Who else is undefeated?
What? Just no way. Is that it? No.
I think they are. No, Buffalo's undefeated. Yeah, Buffalo's undefeated.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else. I could be wrong, but I think that's it. The Eagles are a 3.5 point favorite at home, minus 200 on the money line with the over under 43.5. Wind blowing to the southwest at 4 miles an hour, 76 degrees. We move to the afternoon slate. The Tennessee Titans in Arizona taking on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a 7.5 point favorite at home, minus 425 on the money line with an over under of 42 indoors. So there's no weather concerns. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are a 3.5 point favorite at home, minus 185 on the money line with an over under of 44.5. 61 degrees, wind blowing to the southwest at 9 miles an hour. Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, and Sterling Shepard are all questionable for the Bucs. Looks like Seattle's pretty healthy. We have the Detroit Lions taking on the Cincinnati Bengals at 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Detroit is a 10.5 point favorite on the road, minus 560 on the money line with the over under 49.5. 82 degrees with the wind blowing to the south at 5 miles an hour. Obviously, as most people were thinking, they thought this was going to be more of a marquee matchup. But when Joe Burrow got hurt, Cincinnati's kind of fallen apart since then. So who knows? It could be a closer game than they expect. I think this is one of the heaviest spreads on the slate, if not the heaviest, at 10.5 in favor of the Lions. So do you expect a blowout here, Doug, or do you think it'll be closer?
Yes.
Okay, you expect a blowout. I do too. The Washington Commanders in Los Angeles taking on the Chargers. The Chargers are a 2.5 point favorite at home, minus 150 on the money line with an over under of 48 indoors. So there's no weather concerns. Terry McLaurin was able to do some individual work today, so he's on the way to being back. I don't know if he's actually going to play Sunday, but he is, and trending in the right direction. Deebo Samuel and Noah Brown are still listed as questionable. It looks like Jaden Daniels will be back for Washington. So we'll see how that goes. It should be a better matchup, at least with Daniels in there. Sunday night, kind of a crappy Sunday night game. The New England Patriots in Buffalo taking on the Bills. Bills are an 8-point favorite at home, minus 440 on the money line with an over-under of 48.5. 67 degrees with the wind blowing to the south at 3 miles an hour. I fully expect Buffalo to be in control of this game. It is on the Sunday night slate, unfortunately, in my opinion, because I think they had some other games they could have put on that would have been a lot better, but it's all good. And we have the Chiefs in Jacksonville at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Monday night. The Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite on the road, minus 185 on the money line with the over-under 46.5. 77 degrees with the wind blowing to the east at 12 miles an hour. And I would say that Xavier Worthy was worth the wait and made a huge difference in the Chiefs' offense. They looked like a much better team with Worthy on the field.
Yeah, that's close to your neck of the woods, but when you don't have any elite players on offense, Mahomes is
makes a big difference. You have guys like Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown that are kind of like fringe players that have never made their mark, but
it opens everything up, well, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
You can run it, you can pass it.
Their end-around game, that they run with Worthy and the screen plays, and it opens up their offense completely. All right, let's get into our position plays, starting at quarterback. Dak Prescott, 6,000 on Draftkings, 7,300 on Fanduel, had one of the better games of his career Sunday against my Packers. 31 of 40, 319 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 34 Draftkings points. At the Jets this week, they have allowed the 10th most fantasy points to quarterbacks, so Dak Prescott is my top quarterback. I really don't know that I have like a good value play at quarterback. Do you have anyone that you like besides Prescott at quarterback this week?
Far as value,
just in general. I mean, if
on
you have
FanDuel, it's kind of ugly. It really is.
It is.
The closest one I would give would be CJ Stroud, personally.
Okay, yeah, I can see that against the Ravens. Their defense is awful.
Yeah, they can pass on it, and 30th ranked pass defense overall against quarterbacks, and Houston can't run the ball.
Yeah.
So there's your value.
I can see that. I guess I'd probably say Jackson Dart might be a value play.
Looking at him as well. I like him even more on DraftKings, but I like them both.
Yeah, I like that. Running backs. I went with the quarterbacks. So who do you like at your top play at running back?
Oh, like running back? Oh, probably my man, Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor? Okay.
Yeah, he's got easily my highest projected player right now would be Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
I like that call.
And then I have White down for value for Buccaneers. Rashad White.
Oh, Rashad White. Yeah. So you think it's going to be him or Sean Tucker? Because I've seen a lot of people giving takes on both of those guys, and it's kind of toss-up who's going to be the main guy for Tampa.
I think Tucker was a lot of people talk up Tucker because he played last year when Bucky Irvin got hurt.
Right.
And White, I think, will get about 65 to 35% of the touches.
Okay.
I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, it will be ugly. But right now, I'll put White on there.
Okay. All right. And then anyone else at running back that you like besides Taylor and White?
Besides Taylor and White, those are the two I wrote down.
Okay.
One more. Achane.
Achane? Okay, yeah. I can see that for sure.
That's the other one I had.
There's
I think there's anybody else. Anybody else you like?
Yeah, so I like Jahmyr Gibbs. He's my top play as a pay-up running back. And then I like let me look at my notes here. Who do I have? Hampton. I like him against the not the Giants. That's who they played last week. The Commanders.
Eagles.
And then I like Michael Carter. It's going to be between him and DeMarcado, and I think Michael Carter, he kind of spilled the beans a little bit. He said that he was going to be starting this week. So I'm assuming that he's correct in that. The coaches haven't lied to him, but I think Michael Carter, he should be the starting running back, and then maybe DeMarcado gets the passing. So you could probably look at him in DraftKings for sure. But on FanDuel, Carter's only 4,000, so that's going to open up.
Yeah, he's only at 4K. Yep,
yeah,
and
against the Titans. So I mean, they've allowed the fourth most fantasy points to running backs, so that's a really good matchup for him. Woody Marks against the Ravens, they have allowed most fantasy points to running backs. So Nick Chubb's kind of being phased out, honestly. It's kind of
it's sad to see. It is
sad to see. It is. It reminds me of Todd Gurley. When Todd Gurley got hurt, and he just kind of fell off.
Yep.
And coincidentally, they both went to Georgia, but it's just one of those things. It's a young man's game, and Woody Marks seems to be his time. So Woody Marks is my other value running back. Wide receivers. Pair up George Pickens with Dak Prescott. Pickens had a monster game, unfortunately, against the Packers on Sunday. 8 catches on 11 targets for 134 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, and 36.4 DraftKings points. So with CeeDee Lamb out, as long as he's out, Pickens is the obvious go-to guy for Dak. So he's gonna keep seeing double-digit or near double-digit targets every week. So until his price goes up, he's 6,600 on DraftKings, 7,100 on FanDuel. I'm definitely going to be playing him pretty much everywhere. I also like on the opposite side, George Wilson. He's 6,100 on DraftKings. For some reason, he's even cheaper. 7,800 on FanDuel is a little bit, more pricey, but still a good play because Dallas has allowed the most fantasy points to wide receivers this year. He's been targeted 38 times. I thought that, maybe with Aaron Rodgers gone, that Wilson wouldn't see as many targets with Justin Fields, but he's actually been targeted more than he was. So which probably has a lot to do with Devontae Adams being in New York before Rodgers and Adams connection. But anyway, so Wilson's been targeted a ton. He scored over 20 DraftKings points in 3 out of the 4 games. So he's definitely on my radar this week. With Malik Neighbors out, I think you can look at Wan'Dale Robinson. My only concern is going to be ownership. I think he's going to be very highly owned, so he's more of a cash play. You could probably look at Darius Slayton in your GPPs. And then I think that's it for wide receiver. Who stands out at wide receiver for you this week?
See that? I have a little more note there.
And you can't say Puka because he's not playing tonight or on Sunday. He's playing tonight.
But I like Puka. He does good, doesn't he?
You always like Puka, but you should because he's the top receiver in fantasy this year. So
and I don't play him in our little DraftKings contest we had. I'm like, what are we talking? And the one, and I hardly played him at all, and he was easily my favorite receiver. I don't know why I got away from that.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Probably a price point, honestly.
Yeah.
It just ownership's what it was. But sometimes good chalk. Good chalk. Boy. Yeah. Okay, what do we got down here for receiver tight end? I get more notes. We want to Pierce going up against Las Vegas. The zone defense he'll be facing 30th, first to pass. If he's in there, he could be a huge boomer bust play. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
You nailed the pay ups. I like Pickens. I like Nico Collins. You can go to him again. If Pickens like that, it's tough like I had. You can pay down a little fire.
I like that Collins call a lot as an alternative to Pickens because they're priced pretty close on DraftKings. So I like that as a
and Garrett Wilson, you already touched on him. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
So we can't overlook that definitely. And then you got, I don't know how it's gonna go in the Charger Washington game, but Lamb McConkey could be picking up a little bit. It'd be nice.
My gosh, man, he has been terrible. I've got
right?
My season-long leagues, and it's killing me. He only had 2 fantasy points last week. So
so he just, I don't know. He's just not getting open. I don't know what's going on there. But I thought I'd bring him up because he should have a good matchup, but he's not having a good matchup. So Quentin Johnson is flown past him in the price range. You see what Quentin Johnson's price is on FanDuel?
Oh, I know. It's crazy what Quentin Johnston is looking at. mean, he was in the 4s and 5s last year, but yeah.
7,500. I won't pay that. Sorry.
No,
but there's some guys I wanted to touch on just for reference. Those are the guys I'll pay up. I will definitely pay a little attention to Zay Flowers.
Okay.
A little bit. She was at quarterback for sure before you decide that.
Mm-hmm.
And then for value, other one I mentioned. Yeah. He's 32nd ranked pass defense for Dallas this week. It's going to be fun for Dak. Anyways,
Yeah.
I guess other sneaky play. I guess I'll give it out. I do like Devontae Smith for the Eagles because Patrick Surtain will be bonding with A.J. Brown. I'm expecting all game long. If that is the case, then Smith's going to be facing a zone defense.
I like that call
and he will be getting peppered.
Yeah.
And if he's not getting peppered, Goddard's going to get peppered. Goddard in this weekend. So those are just some more options at receiver. And Smith isn't as cheap as I'd like him, but A.J. Brown, 7,000, Patrick Surtain on him. No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Let's see here. I was trying to find. Where did I put my? Trying to get ready for FanDuel GPP lineup here in a minute. All right, so let's see. Okay, all right. Tight end. So tight end, I like Jake Ferguson. You can still pair him up with Dak Prescott, obviously. Darren Waller was targeted pretty heavily in the red zone, in the end zone specifically. He had 2 touchdowns Monday night against the Jets. Looked pretty good. So against the Panthers, it's a very favorable matchup. As long as he's healthy, he is listed as questionable, but I think he will play. Hopefully he's not too high owned. I don't think he will be. So Darren Waller I like on FanDuel especially for the touchdowns because he's probably not going to get a ton of receptions based on what we saw. Maybe he will. Who knows? With Tyreek Hill getting hurt, he might get more targets. And then Tommy Tremble I like on the opposite side for the Panthers. I like him as well. I think that's about it for me at tight end. Not really sure where else I would go besides that.
Well, you touched on Ferguson. That's a good one. Tyler Warren's up against a quote stingy tight end defense for Vegas. I don't buy that for a minute. So Tyler Warren's in play. I love Bowers if he's a little healthier looking in practice this week. I'll check a note on that.
Mm-hmm.
Laporta possibly against Cincinnati.
Yeah, I can see that.
They may not. You get through Laporta. I mean, you mentioned talking Gibbs. I was going to touch on it earlier.
Right.
But they may not pass. They don't need to pass it deep.
Mm-hmm.
I think. And then Montgomery, I think, could be another sneaky play. We're looking at 40 points for Detroit this week, so anybody's gonna play this week.
Yeah, I think so too.
For Detroit.
I think I saw Montgomery's actually from Cincinnati too. So
even more so.
Yeah.
Even more so. And then another player I do like, and that is Dalton Schultz. He could be another guy could sneak in there. Waller, you already touched on. You nailed Waller right ahead. Him and Mark Andrews are like a push to me when it comes to blue buffs this week. And your GP Trumbo is a good option this week as well.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Defense, as we mentioned, we both like the Lions a lot this week, so they're in play for sure. The Cardinals against the Titans, I like that a lot. I also like the Colts. I like the Giants against the Saints. And my sneaky defensive play is going to be the Texans against the Ravens if Lamar Jackson is out. If Lamar Jackson plays, I wouldn't do that. But if Lamar Jackson is out, I do like the Texans defense. And in GPP, I do like the Dolphins against the Panthers.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just crazy. I really nothing more to say on defenses. Defenses bore me. Last week I loved the Raiders.
Raiders. Shout out to you though, Doug, because you had the Texans defense, and that was the number 1 defense last week. So that was a good
again. Indianapolis is not bad, so we'll throw them in there too.
Yeah. Were the Texans playing Tennessee last week? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great play. You had them in our GPP lineups that we gave out to our members, so
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Anybody that it's what we do, right?
Right.
But
Sure.
Arizona's defense should, with rookie quarterback for Tennessee, I worry for his life.
Mm-hmm.
Those veterans are really savvy, and they're really gonna make Ward's life unbearable.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go to our picks. My lock of the week is going to be the Lions. There's quite a few plays I could have picked this week. I could have went with Arizona. I could have went with Buffalo. Besides the Lions and the Bengals, who do you like for your lock of the week this week?
Oh boy, Arizona.
Arizona. Okay.
I don't see how Tennessee's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't either,
Yeah.
but that's why they play the games. But yeah, I think Arizona should definitely win. My upset is going to be, like I mentioned earlier when we were doing our game by game overview. I don't understand why the Saints are favored by 2 as a winless team, but I know Vegas is probably thinking at some point they're going to win. I just don't think it's going to be this week against the Giants. The Giants look pretty good actually against the Chargers, and so I do like the Giants at +2 against the Saints.
Yeah, I love that call a lot. Why not Tampa Bay over Seattle?
Yeah, I was looking at that too. So they're 3.5, I think, point underdogs, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.5.
And the other one I would really consider strongly is Washington over Chargers.
Okay.
But either one will work. So let's make it definitive and go with. Yeah, I think I am gonna go with Washington over Chargers actually.
Okay, so Washington over the Chargers at 2.5.
Depending on who's quarterback for Washington.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jaden Daniels. So
yeah, so if he plays, then we'll
yeah.
let it go. Yeah.
All right, let's see if we have anything in the chat. We don't. I'm assuming probably people are watching the baseball game, which is fine.
Or working. It might be working.
Or they might be at work. Yeah. Yeah. So they can catch us on the podcast later on. It will be posted on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, by the way, not just on YouTube. If you do not have access to YouTube or you want to listen to it at work or something like that, you can listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Bold predictions this week. I will say that Dak Prescott is going to throw for 400 yards passing. That's going to be my bold prediction. After throwing for 319 against the Packers, he's going to throw for 400 against the Jets.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that could be a shootout. I think that, Justin Fields has looked pretty good, and I think they're going to go back and forth. So Dallas's defense has been atrocious. So.
They have been kind of nice to watch on TV, though.
They are fun to watch. I mean, especially from a fantasy standpoint, you're getting a lot of fantasy points in their games for sure.
Yeah, and actually, Fields is. I like Fields a lot this week. I am gonna say that my bold prediction. I'll just go for tonight. McCaffrey will have over 200 all-purpose yards.
Wow. Okay.
I am. That's my bold prediction.
We'll go with Prizepicks. No free picks this week. They don't have the free square, unfortunately. At least as of now, they don't. So I'm going to take Dak Prescott more than 17 fantasy score. I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs more than 1.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. That's a demon play. So you can take more than 0.5 if you want to take that. You can take that as well. And then I'll take George Pickens. This is going to be with Draftkings scoring more than 14.5 fantasy score. I like him probably around 20. So,
every once in a while, I pick in my dynasty league.
Yeah,
it won't surprise me if they just focus on Pickens and everybody else gets a ton of passes.
Yeah, and that's what Green Bay should have done, honestly, but they didn't. So,
they didn't tackle. They didn't tackle even when he did get the ball. And
that was
I don't know what.
That was probably the worst game Edgerrin Cooper has ever had since he's been a Packer. That was terrible. So Edrin Cooper couldn't tackle, Carrington Valentine couldn't tackle, and Quay Walker. Like, I could go on and on about the defensive performance. Terrible.
Yeah, Josh, I'll say this. Walker's not tackled yet in the NFL.
No, I mean, he gets a lot of tackles, but he's not great at pursuit. He doesn't take great pursuit angles. We saw that against Zach Ertz, especially in week 2. Took a terrible angle, but I believe, you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I believe he leads the league in tackling as far as number.
Well, he might.
Yeah.
It's like, just because you might lead the league in tackles or get a whole bunch of tackles,
a lot of tackles,
you're missing a lot of tackles.
Yeah, he misses a lot of tackles.
And Cooper, he had a bad game. I like Cooper a lot.
Cooper had a really bad game. He doesn't usually miss any tackles.
But Green Bay's not used to being on the field that long.
No, that was a crazy game. All right, let's get into our. I don't see anything in the chat. Let's get into our two brains are better than one GPP lineup. I think you picked the quarterback last week. I'm pretty sure.
I did.
So I'm going to go ahead and take our guy Prescott and move on to running back.
Dak Prescott, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on a second. I will get in there.
Actually, this is going to be a GPP. Let's do something different. Let's do.
Dak's fine. You want to do Fields?
I was thinking maybe Justin Fields. Yeah, I think Justin Fields. Let's go, Justin.
It's a no-brainer, I guess. We got points put Goff in there.
Yeah, Goff is like a cash play to me. He has a lower ceiling than these guys. I think Fields.
I just accidentally clicked on him.
Yeah.
Oh, Rashid Shaheed was another one I liked.
Oh, for wide receivers?
Yeah, I tried to throw him out there to everybody, but I like him a lot too.
Come 9,500 for Taylor.
Oh yeah, we can afford it. Trust me. Garrett Wilson at receiver.
Okay, so you're taking Wilson right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take Taylor then. All right, so that leaves us with 58.33, but we haven't selected a defense and tight end, so that's going to reset our salary to where it's more manageable.
Okay, so Taylor. I put Alex Pierce at receiver.
Okay. And I will put – now, Pierce is in concussion protocol, so you have to stay with us and see if we update that. But as of now, we're going to go with Alec Pierce.
And if that changes, Rashid Shaheed. I'll switch it to – yep.
Switch it to Shaheed.
In fact, let's just do that now because then we don't have to have two Indianapolis players on the same lineup.
Okay, we can do that. Do you like Houston's defense again?
Yeah.
Okay.
They get sacks.
They do. They get
Houston or St. Louis, yeah.
Especially if it's going to be Cooper Rush in there. So let's see here. Okay, Rashid Shaheed. All right.
This is a dark.
So it's your turn now.
I just did Rashid Shaheed.
You did Rashid Shaheed, and I did the Texans defense.
Right. Hang on. Get in there. Why are they so cheap? That's interesting.
Yeah, 3,600. I know. They probably set the prices before Lamar Jackson's news, so that's probably why.
Sorry, just a little sarcasm on my end.
Yeah.
Let's see a little. That's probably a lot.
Oh, you're talking about. Okay, I got you. I'm following you now. I got you.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, because of Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there is a chance he can play, but I don't think he actually will.
Yeah, Pickens 71. There's two Pickens.
Pickens, okay. And I will take Tremble, and he is pretty cheap. Let's see, 47 maybe. 40. Where is he? I don't even see him.
He's 46.
Yeah, 46. Okay. Yeah, 4,600. So that leaves us with 7,200 for running back and flex. That's plenty.
Oh, it is. Did mention it, but let's do A chain.
Okay.
You know,
8,100. That leaves us
Yeah.
with 6,300 for the flex, and I will take perfect David Montgomery.
I was thinking that, or you clicked on it.
Nice. All right, so we got Justin Fields, Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane, Garrett Wilson, Rashid Shaheed, George Pickens, Tommy Tremble, David Montgomery, and the Texans defense. I like it.
Good work. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you have questions or comments, please feel ask them in the comment section.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope everybody has enjoyed our podcast. I hope everybody enjoys week 5. Remember, we do have the early game Sunday morning with the Vikings and the Browns. I know Doug's not going to forget that one.
Nope.
But and my team's on a bye, so I'm just going to sit back and watch the games. So it'll be a red zone week for me this week for sure. Hope everybody enjoys week 5. Enjoy the division series of the Major League Baseball playoffs. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back again next week as we do look to crush it in NFL, DFS, and Prizepicks. Have a great one. Thank you.
Hey, Josh.